everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to another Makers with Heart mystery envelope video. This month, Katie sent mystery envelope to all of the Makers with Heart and we all got the same thing, and we are to create a project out of these things. So we got some mix-in papers, and this is a piece of charcoal cardstock and it's cut with the scalloped note card thin cut. And just a note, this product is out of stock. However, the other note card thin cut is still available. We got some papers from Sweet as Honey and another paper from the Mix-In collection. Okay, so the rules are you can add black and white cardstock and one other color of cardstock. So I'm going to use the light side of sage. And then the embellishments that she sent are the black and white dots. And if you use all of your embellishments, then you can add another Close to My Heart embellishment. So we can use any stamp set and inks and other types of colors and shimmer and sprays and other mixed media products to create our project. All right. So let's get started. Be sure to check out at the end of this video the playlist. I will have a list of all of the videos that the other Makers with Heart have created projects with all of these supplies. Okay, so I've loaded the board, the plank board from the Rustic Sign stamp set into my MISTI. I'm using the Rustic Sign Sentiments stamp from the core catalog, and also Feathered Friends are my two stamp sets that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm stamping in charcoal on this piece of mix-in paper, and I'm going to stamp twice so it's nice and bold. I want it to kind of look like a weathered plank that's kind of like gray wood. Get that stamped out really, really well, and then we can move on. Okay, so I'm going to flip my first mat over for stamping. I'm going to bring in some white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp my bird in black ink, and then I'm going to color my bird in with some tri-blend markers, and then I'll stamp this floral image. It's a branch for the bird to sit on. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in this piece of sage, and I'm going to stamp in Harbor ink the frame to this sentiment, and then my sentiment that says hello friend. Okay, all right, now I'm going to trim this other piece of mix-in paper because I'm going to use this piece of Sweet as Honey as my base, but it's only 4 inches across, so I need some extra. So I'm going to tuck in this piece of mix-in along the side of my card. Okay, and then with the extra mix-in, I'm going to stamp the I don't know, the cord, whatever this is, for the wood plank to hang on. And a little trick for mounting these stamps on your block so they cut correctly is to just saddle the stamp in the thin cut and then add your block on top. And that way you'll be sure that it cuts correctly. You'll stamp it the right way and then you'll cut it out the right way. So then you just set your block on it and pick it up and you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this out also in charcoal. And then I will cut everything out with the coordinating thin cuts. Okay. All right, so first I'm going to color in my bird and my flowers. So I sped this up super fast, but I'm using the tri-blends, so I'm just going over in sections, working in sections, and you start with the lightest color and then you add the darkest color around the edges, and then you go in with the medium color and then blend everything together with the lightest color. You just keep going back and forth. And I brought in some kind of a dark teal, adding that. And then I'll go over it again with the lightest blue and get it all to blend together. Okay, skip ahead. I've got everything colored and cut out and ready to go. All right, now we can start building our card. I'm going to trim down my cardstock to 5.5 inches, or this piece of pattern paper to 5.5 inches, and the mix in as well. And then with this scalloped note card, instead of creating a note card out of this piece, I'm going to trim off the top scalloped edge. And those are all my components. Okay, so I have my card base. It's a side fold A2 card. And before I add my mix-in paper, I'm going to color this with sage ink so it matches my sage sentiment piece. So I'm just using a blending brush and inking it up and tapping it off first so that it's not quite as concentrated once I start putting it down on the mix-in paper, and just lightly blending until I get the right intensity of sage on this whole strip. So you can change your pattern papers just by inking them up. Okay. All right, now it's ready to add to my card front. So I'm just going to start building with Tombow tape runner. Add that. I didn't quite cut it right, so I'm going to trim off that little excess there. And I'll add my Sweet as Honey piece. Then this scalloped note card piece is going to go at the top. So I'm going to start building things and laying them out on my card before I start adding adhesive. That's a general design. And then this floral piece. First I'll get that scallop piece down. And then I'm going to add my rustic sign with some thin foam tape. Get that put down. And then we'll start adding the other parts. Okay, so I'll add that hanger with some aqua Tombow, and then I'm going to bring in my black and white dots. I'm going to add a white dot so it looks like it's hanging on that. Okay, get our little sentiment added. And then this floral piece, this branch that the bird is sitting on, I'm going to just trim off the other side there. Just like that. So get that added. And then we'll pop our little bird. Okay. And for a little extra bling, I'm going to bring in my shimmer brushes. Okay. So I'm going to paint with my shimmer brush. So I'm bringing in a block to create a palette. So I'm going to mix Harbor shimmer with clear shimmer so that I lighten it up a bit. And then I'm using a teensy tiny paintbrush, and I'm going to go over the letters, and I'm going to also color the little corners of the stamped image. So I'm going to add some shimmer and just intensify these letters so they're just a little bit darker. And I'll have some close-up shots so you can see what I mean. And then I added some wisteria shimmer to the center of the flowers. Gotta have a little extra bling and shimmer. So I'll have some close-ups in a second. And be sure to click on that playlist at the end of the video so you can see all of the great ideas that the Makers with Heart had to make projects with all of these supplies. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and then you'll be able to find all of my videos. I'll make a list of all the supplies used in the description below with links. And thanks for watching.